I started Threadly, the brand. Look at this. The brand that you see on my t-shirt now, this is Threadly. And me and one of my friends started it. And later on, another close friend joined the business. We three could have become successful entrepreneurs, but we didn't. We were on the verge of becoming successful entrepreneurs, but we did not become. Why? Because we quit. My diagnosis of the situation was and is that there aren't enough leads. We didn't work hard enough to get enough leads so that we could even hope for some conversion rates. But that is not really the topic here. The topic is the deeper reason behind why we quit. Because I figured out this problem with the leads. Like in the moment, I actually could not find any solutions for this problem. But if I just brainstormed enough, researched enough, worked hard enough, I probably could have found out, because there were so many other problems that we solved. Not having enough leads, I don't think that's a dead end. I think that the major reason behind why Threadly failed was a lack of support. And I can only tell this to you in hindsight. In the moment, I really couldn't tell. This was a passion project of mine, because I was the one who came up with this idea of Threadly, and I saw the vision. I saw the logic behind this whole thing, and it all made sense to me. And hopefully my co-founders did too. That is probably why they were in the organization in the first place. But it was the lack of support from my friends and family that really shattered my heart. At the time, I had 25 subs on this YouTube channel, around 25 subs, and I was working really, really hard in trying to build this one. And everybody looked at me as if I was chasing an unachievable dream, an impossible dream. But still, chasing your dreams, everybody goes through this phase. He'll learn, right? When I began Threadly, when I started working on it, it became my second unachievable dream. Now, one unachievable dream is still fine, but two unachievable dreams, two impossible dreams, isn't it like a bit too much? Now, I can't expect support from my family, and it's natural, because our families want the best for us, and they will of course ask us to go through the most established, most trodden upon path, so on and so forth, and the rest of it. But friends, you would expect at least friends to understand your situation. In hindsight, I could tell you that it was a very bad sort of a business environment, because we as co-founders were not in tune at all. Our mindsets were different, sleep patterns were different, so on and so forth. But I still think even that deep of a problem could be solved if we just had some support, if we just had some slight tidbits of support, even from any one, even of our friends. We as men have this common shared experience, and I hate this culture, by the way. We used to criticize each other, and we have lost that culture, because earlier the criticism was constructive. It was to help build the tribe. It was to help improve the situation of the tribe. But these days, we have just thrown the constructive side of the criticism out the window, and it's just roasting. It is just insulting in the name of banter. In my case, people didn't outwardly revolt against the idea. They were not very angry, or they were not very criticizing about the idea, but they just didn't care. Nobody bigged me up. Everybody was silent about it. Everybody thought of me as if I was somebody who was a narcissistic person, as if I thought of myself as better than them, which is not true. But maybe they were not thinking like that. Maybe it's just my thoughts that I thought maybe that they think of me like that. It could be anything. The thing is, they were silent. They just did not care. At least if they outright insulted me, if they at least outright told me that I think your idea is trash, I would have either quit the business or the friendship. There would be some action that I could take, but this silence, this I don't care sort of a situation, this nonchalant mindset, this is so confusing and disheartening. It's actually worse than literally talking to a wall. Because when you're talking to a wall, you don't have any expectations. In this case, you're literally talking to a human being. You expect a response, but you don't get any, because they don't care. They would rather sit there silently, not tell you anything about it. They would rather sit in silence, see you quit, see you fail, than give you their honest opinions, than give you their honest thoughts, than literally open their mouth. Men's mental health is an all-time low. Okay, for the past 5 years, everybody has been repeating it, and the situation has not been better. Around 80%, 75 to 80% of sides across the world are still men. And I think one of the major causes of this massive scandal, one of the major causes, leading indicators, is the male friendship crisis, is the male friends group. Yes, you are killing your friends. Men are killing their friends. I said it, and I truly, deeply feel it, and I believe in it. Because look at women, right? Women have this manipulative, toxic sort of a culture, but the culture is there of bigging each other up. They will do it for some ulterior motives and all, but they will still do it. The culture is there. Why, as a man, can't we adopt some of that, but a genuine version of that? We don't want to manipulate other men, but if we think something that, okay, that idea is good, we will let them know. If you have some questions, we will ask them, let them know. If you have some criticisms, let them know, but make the criticism constructive. Give your reasoning behind it and also an explanation as to how to get around it. This is how you criticize men. Constructively. Roasting your friends, putting them down, insulting them, kicking the man while he's already down does not make you a better person. I think we as men deserve some of this bigging up from our homies, from the friends around us. Not expect, mind you, it is not expect, it's deserve. So the next time when a friend comes up to you and tells you that, oh, I have this new idea, or oh, I'm working on this new different thing, don't just stay silent. Staying silent, because what if that person fails and then blames the failure on me? But what if that dude wins? What if he actually wins? Then all the credit will go to you, because you became the only person who supported him at his lowest. Isn't that a beautiful thing to have? So the next time when you see your friends dedicated towards something, the next time you see your friends come up with an idea, if you think that the idea is bad, let them know with constructive criticism. If you think the idea is good, let them know. If you genuinely feel respect towards the craft that he's working towards, if you genuinely feel respect towards the grind, you may not respect the idea, but you respect the dedication. When you feel that, when you see that, let them know. Tell them. If you tell them what you really think, not the manipulative way. You don't need to always big them up. You don't always need to, tell them your idea is absolutely amazing. You're just going to give your honest thoughts. And once you do that, you as well could save that person's life. You don't know this. You don't know the weight of this, because you haven't been the guy who doesn't get any support from friends and is lonely, listens to Drake's No Friends in the Industry and tries to calm himself down. I have been that person. Not just through this Threadly, but through many other avenues. I have been this guy. And I would just like to tell you that even if you criticize that person, if you make that constructive, if you ask questions, if you don't understand about the topic, you just ask a bunch of questions. And we are usually happy to give you enough time to think. If you say that, okay, I'll let you know after 3 or 4 days, let me think about it. Let me do more research on it. If you just tell these things, we don't actually mind. Genuinely. We actually are happy that this person actually thinks. Think and answer, but give an answer. Because your answer, you don't understand the depth of this now. You don't understand the importance of your answer right now. But your answer could as well save a life. Life. I want you to think about that statement again. You could save a life. Human being's life. You could save that if you just express your thought. If you just big your friends up enough.